Hey guys, welcome back. This is our special edition where we're talking about the NFL playoffs. Yes, the NFL playoffs are here. I'm Obi, and you are listening to the Obi Sports Talk Show. And we're excited to talk to you about the playoffs this year. And I don't know if you could tell why, but if you don't know why, well, here it is. The Cleveland Browns, for the first time since 2002. Are in the playoffs, and I'm so excited we're in the playoffs. I just can't contain myself. Every time I think about it, it's just hard to fathom, but it's exciting. And in fact, actually, my top four team, on my top five, four of my top teams are in the playoffs, and that's great news. I'm just excited, man, to tell you about these upcoming playoff games, and I hope you're excited as well. And I hope you're able to interact a little bit on these and kind of go forward talking about these games and games to come ahead. So let's just look at tomorrow's slate of games, which will take place on Saturday. If you're watching this tonight or tomorrow morning, Saturday's games feature the LA Rams taking on the Seattle Seahawks. The Rams are 10-6. The Seahawks are 12-4. Seattle is favored by 3. These two teams play in the division, and they play each other twice a year. So it's always an epic battle between these two teams, and at least it has been for the last several years. Me being a Seahawks fan, liking Seattle when I was a kid, with like Steve Largent playing, and the Joey Galloway went there when the Buckeyes that I enjoyed watching play at Ohio State went there, and Dave Craig and Chris Warren, Cortez Kennedy, some big name players. Matt Hasselbeck played there for a while. We had Marshawn Lynch, Doug Baldwin, who's one of my favorite players. I just love those wide receivers. Those guys like that are just like scrappy. You can find them a way to get in the ball, and they make big plays for you. And Doug Baldwin was that type of player. He retired because of injuries, but I still root for Seattle Seahawks. They got some players that I love on that team. I love watching. Carlos Hyde is there. DK Metcalf is becoming a great player to watch. Tyler Lockett, another one of my favorite players to watch. Chris Carson. Quarterback is Russell Wilson. And that boy can play at quarterback. He's a great quarterback. So the Seattle Seahawks team is this team that I still love and root for. And they come in at number 2 on my list behind the Cleveland Browns. And we'll get into that game a little bit later. But I just love watching Seattle, the way they play. Pete Carroll. I may not necessarily be a big Pete Carroll fan, but I just love the way Seattle's been competing for all these years. Last few years with Pete Carroll, done a really nice job. So in that game, I'm going Seattle. I got to go Seattle. Go behind my boys, Seattle, one of my favorite teams. I'm going to ride them over the Rams, and I think they're going to get it done. Next, you have Indianapolis versus Buffalo. Buffalo is 13-3, won the division for the first time since '95. And they play on the Indianapolis Colts, the 11-5. The Colts got that final playoff spot. These two teams, this will be a heavyweight battle fight, I think. Both these teams can score. Buffalo is favored by 6, but we know the Colts have Phillip Rivers. Buffalo's got Josh Allen, who's a great upcoming player. And they brought in guys like Stephon Diggs for him, and he's got some playmakers on offense a little bit there. And Indianapolis has got some playmakers as well. T.Y. Hilton, the running back from Wisconsin, he's slipping my name, Jonathan Taylor, I think, is really coming along, playing well for them. So this will be a dogfight, but I'm going to go ahead and take Buffalo in this game. I think Buffalo's just got too much. I think they're a little bit better defensively than Indianapolis, so I'm going to go with Buffalo. And then the other game on Sunday is Tampa Bay versus Washington. Tampa Bay comes in at 11-5. Washington 7-9. Tampa Bay, let's be real. They got Tom Brady. They got Rob Gronkowski. They got Mike Evans. Trying to think. There's somebody else on that team. Another big name wide receiver. No, he's Arizona. But anyways, they are a team that's hungry. Coming in here when bringing Tom Brady, giving him a few weapons. They got Fournette in there. They got some other running backs in there. Washington, Alex Smith, who's a great comeback story. Don't get me wrong. He's That's a great story of being a comeback player after a big injury he has. They got Terry McLaurin, Chase Young. A hungry team this Washington team is. But the Patriots are too much. With Tom Brady, you can't count Tom Brady out. Especially a team where he's over, he can outmatch a team like Washington. And Tampa Bay is favored by 8, so we're going to go with Tampa Bay in that one. On Sunday, we get the Baltimore Ravens and the Tennessee Titans. Baltimore won a wild card spot. Tennessee Titans won their division at 11-5. Baltimore's favored by 3, but the Titans were my third favorite team, and we're going to get there in a second. Lamar Jackson, of course, rides with the Ravens that leaves them the quarterback. Marquise Brown, some big playmakers at wide receiver. They got the Mark Ingram and J.K. All-Day Dobbins at running back, and Lamar Jackson gets his tight ends, and Lamar Jackson's hard to stop. He can run the ball, he can throw the ball, he can make some unreal throws. Tennessee has the best running back in the... Well, you can make a case too, but make a pretty strong case for another guy, but we'll get there in a second. Derrick Henry, who's probably one of the best running backs, and Ryan Tannehill has some nice weapons in A.J. Brown, and gets his tight ends involved, and Juju Smith, and so this one's going to be a dogfight. Baltimore is favored to win, but I'm going to go on a limb and say Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry lead the Titans to victory over Baltimore. Then you got the Bears at 8-8. The Bears slipped in. They're going to take on the Saints at 12-4. The Saints won their division, and Bears, Trubisky, and some other... I don't really know much about the Bears, but the Bears have been up and down all year. Kind of a team that kind of just stumbled into playoffs. Taking on Drew Brees, who looks like he's still got some stuff left to tank. And Michael Thomas may be back for the Saints, and that'd be huge if they can get him back. And they rely... Hopefully they get the running backs back, Alvin Kamara and others. And I think the Saints are just too much for the Bears to stop. And I think the Saints are going to get it done in that one. And the Saints are favored by 10. And I think they'll cover that probably by more. And then you got Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Saints were my third favorite team, so it's good to see them there. Or no, they're my fourth favorite team, so it's good to see them there. Browns, Seattle, Titans, Saints. So the next one is Cleveland and Pittsburgh. And I'm so excited to have Browns are in the playoffs. It's just so exciting. It's a shame we got to play Pittsburgh again. Pittsburgh's favored by 6. Pittsburgh won the division. Browns went 11-5, and that's by far one of the greatest games they played in a long time. So that's pretty exciting that they were able to do that and get in. And yeah, it's exciting stuff, man. It really is. And I'm pumped. I'm pumped for that. And I can't wait to watch this game. That's the 8:15 game. That's the only bad thing. It's a late game. Pittsburgh's favored by 6. It's in Pittsburgh. Browns have a hard time winning Pittsburgh. Baker Mayfield has done a great job getting Jarvis Landry and hopefully get Donovan Peoples-Jones back. Rashard Hollywood Higgins, Austin Hooper, and Harrison Bryant. I don't think he'll be able to play. Njoku, those guys, offensive linemen, are animals up front. But they got to stop a tough Pittsburgh team. A defense that is tough for Pittsburgh. The Browns' defense has been shaky. But let's just talk about probably an argument that could be made for another great running back, the best running back in the league, Nick Chubb. The Chubb train, he gets going, man. He's hard to break down. Always falls forward. Can drag people on his back. And his other counterpart, Kareem Hunt, who sometimes gets overshadowed by Chubb. But two great running backs the Browns have, and they're going to lean heavily on those guys and to try to get Baker to roll out and make some big plays. We know Pittsburgh's running game has been terrible on offense, but the passing game has been unreal. Big Ben has Claypool and Juju Smith-Schuster and some good tight ends and stuff like that. So he's going to try to spread the ball around a little bit to his playmakers on offense. But the thing is, Can Big Ben get it done? We know that Big Ben's getting old. kind of maybe getting run down a little bit. He's still this type of same player that they're going to have to rely on him to throw the ball because the running game has been so up and down. It's either been there or it's not been there. So it should be a tough battle game. And you can call me a homer if you want. You know, Browns are going to be without, because I see that because the Browns are going to be without so much. They're going to be with a few coaches. And I think they're just going to get fired up. They're going to want to win for that Gipper mentality. Plus, you got Juju Smith talking smack. I think the Browns are going to find a way to win this game, and they're going to win it by 3 points. Everybody's going to be doubting Parkey that he can't get the job done. He can't hit a big game kick. He's going to get it done. He's going to hit a big game winning kick, and the Browns are going to upset Pittsburgh and win by 3 and advance on to the next round. That's what I say. Hey, I'd love to hear what you guys think, about these games. If you got a different opinion or whatever, throw them out there. Let's talk about this as well. Are you excited about the playoffs? Is there a team that you're really pulling for? Hey, I'd love to hear from you. But let's keep our comments clean, because there's a lot of people that watch these, and we don't need to have any negative comments or foul language or anything like that pop up. I love you guys, and I hope you enjoy watching the Obi Sports Talk Show. I enjoy talking to you guys and interact with you guys, and I hope you enjoy these shows. And let's go Browns. That's who I'm rooting for, baby. Oh, yeah, let's go. Get her done.